Welcome to our deep dive into this really fascinating memoir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
It's pretty amazing.
I think our listeners are going to find this really, really interesting. You wear a lot of hats like stepmom, biological mom, military veteran, entrepreneur. I mean, the list goes on, and we're really going to explore all those different facets of your life and how they all kind of weave together into this incredible journey you've had raising your family.
I think it's really a testament to the evolving definition of family. It's not just about blood ties. It's about the commitments that we make to each other and the love that we share. And that's really evident throughout the book.
Yeah, and I think what really struck me as I was reading this was how you don't shy away from the messy parts, the complicated parts. You really lay it all out there, starting with, your teenage years. You were thrust into motherhood incredibly young, becoming a primary caregiver for your stepdaughters at just 18.
Yeah, 18.
And I mean, what struck me was just the level of responsibility you took on facing challenges like poverty and instability head on.
Yeah, it's almost hard to fathom now, stepping into that mothering role without a roadmap at such a young age and dealing with things that honestly no teenager should have to face. Like you write about battling scabies and even having to keep a sawed-off shotgun by the door for protection. I mean, that's terrifying.
It really is. And yet you describe those early years with this remarkable sense of resilience. Like when you talk about breaking generational curses by providing consistency and love for your stepdaughters, it seems like that drive to create stability became a recurring theme throughout your life.
Absolutely. It really did. You're even talking about my decision to join the Navy. On the surface, it might seem like a career move, but when we look deeper, it speaks to this yearning for structure and stability, especially when, your personal life felt so chaotic at times.
It's like you traded one form of chaos for another in a way, but at least the military provided a framework, a set of rules to navigate.
Right, exactly.
And within that structure, you were able to build a new life for yourself and your family.
Exactly. And speaking of building a new life,
Yeah.
You relocated so many times from California to Florida, then to Memphis, and finally to Georgia. That constant movement must have been incredibly challenging for everyone.
I mean, yeah. Did it make it harder to, establish roots and build a sense of community, or did it foster a sense of adaptability and resilience?
It's fascinating to consider, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's definitely a tension there between the need for stability and the need to adapt to constantly changing circumstances. I think it raises questions about how we even define home and how much our physical surroundings actually influence our sense of belonging.
That's a great point. And speaking of belonging, things got even more complex when you became pregnant with your own biological daughter. That's when the dynamics within the family kind of began to shift, with these loyalty conflicts emerging between your stepdaughters and your daughter.
Right. Well, that's a common thread we see in blended families, isn't it? This navigation of different loyalties and the struggle to create a sense of unity when there's so many different, relational lines at play. It often brings up feelings of jealousy and exclusion and the challenge of trying to meet everyone's needs fairly.
And you were trying to, navigate all of those challenges with this commitment to fairness, even when it was emotionally difficult. But amidst all of the family dynamics, you were also battling these external pressures too. Financial struggles, lack of support, societal expectations. It's mind-boggling how you managed to juggle everything.
I think it's a testament to your strength and resilience.
Yeah.
And it also highlights a significant societal issue, right? The lack of adequate support for single mothers, particularly those navigating the complexities of blended families. It forces us to confront the systemic challenges that so many families face.
And, through it all, you never wavered in your commitment to your children's well-being. You even worked as a stripper at one point to make ends meet. Highlighting the lengths you were willing to go to break the cycle of poverty and provide for your family.
Yeah, that's a powerful example of the sacrifices you made, constantly putting your own needs aside to ensure your children had the opportunities that you never had.
Yeah.
And, it speaks to a larger theme of challenging societal expectations, defying the traditional notions of what it means to be a good mother. You were rewriting the script, forging your own path. Yeah. And that drive to rewrite the script, to break free from limiting expectations. It's so evident in your unwavering focus on education.
Yeah. You were a high-achieving student yourself, and you instilled that same value in your children. I mean, you even made that tough decision to hold your oldest stepdaughter back a grade to help her catch up academically. I mean, that couldn't have been easy.
No, it wasn't.
But it shows how much you prioritize their educational growth.
And, they might not have appreciated it at the time.
Right, exactly.
But there's this beautiful quote in your memoir where you talk about wanting your children to be critical thinkers, to question the world around them. You even went as far as explaining the lyrics of rap songs they were listening to.
Wow.
encouraging them to engage with the messages they were consuming.
It's like you were planting seeds of awareness, empowering them to become informed and discerning individuals,
Exactly.
not just passive recipients of information.
Right, and it speaks to a broader theme of social responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't just focused on your own children's success, but you were acutely aware of the systemic inequalities that impact families like yours.
Yeah.
You were weaving those social issues into your personal narrative, raising awareness and challenging the status quo.
And you also weren't afraid to hold people accountable, both your children and your ex-husband. There's a certain rawness and honesty in the way you describe those confrontations, especially when you reached a point of exhaustion in your 30s, craving acknowledgement for all the sacrifices you'd made.
Right? That turning point is so pivotal. It's where we see you setting boundaries, recognizing your own worth, and refusing to be taken advantage of any longer. It's a powerful act of self-love and a testament to your growth.
Yeah, like when you confronted your stepdaughters, telling them they could leave if they didn't appreciate what you were doing for them. It's heartbreaking to read, but it also reveals this incredible strength and determination to prioritize your own well-being.
Absolutely. And it echoes that conversation you had with your ex-husband, where you directly asked him if he would ever help with the kids.
Yeah.
And his dismissive response speaks volumes about the lack of support you receive from those who should have been sharing the responsibility.
It's a reminder that even within families, we need to advocate for ourselves and set boundaries. We can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. And despite the lack of support, you continue to create opportunities for your children, moving them to better homes, exposing them to new experiences, instilling in them a sense of hope and possibility.
And it's fascinating how, amidst all of this, you also embarked on this journey of self-discovery, exploring your family history, and uncovering these really intriguing connections to historical figures and events.
It's as though you were seeking a sense of grounding, of connecting to something larger than yourself, especially in the face of so much upheaval and uncertainty.
Right.
It speaks to our innate human need to understand where we come from and how we fit into the grand tapestry of history.
You were piecing together a puzzle not just of your own life, but of the generations that came before you, uncovering patterns and connections that helped you make sense of your own experiences
Right.
and the legacy you wanted to leave behind.
Exactly. And as you delve deeper into your past, you also began to explore the complexities of reconciliation, particularly with your stepdaughters. You expressed this deep longing to have a heartfelt conversation to clear the air and find common ground.
Yeah, you even draw a parallel to your own childhood reconciliation conversation with your parents, suggesting a desire to heal old wounds and create a more harmonious dynamic within your own family.
But as you so eloquently articulate in your memoir, reconciliation requires a willingness from all parties involved to engage in open and honest communication, to listen with empathy, and to acknowledge the impact of their actions on one another.
And it seems like at that point, your stepdaughters weren't quite ready for that level of vulnerability. They were still processing their own experiences, their own hurts and resentments.
Right.
It's a reminder that healing takes time, that we can't force others to engage in a way that feels authentic and respectful to us.
And sometimes the most loving act is to step back, to create space for everyone to heal and grow at their own pace. You made the difficult decision to prioritize your own well-being, recognizing that you couldn't pour from an empty cup.
And that decision speaks volumes about your growth and your evolving understanding of what it means to love and care for yourself while navigating the complexities of family relationships.
And as you step back from that particular dynamic, you were able to focus on the relationships that brought you joy and fulfillment. Your bond with your biological daughter, your loving partner, and your own personal journey of healing and self-discovery.
Yeah, that shift in focus seems to have allowed you to embrace a new Chapter 1 marked by personal growth, forgiveness, and a deeper understanding of the intricacies of family dynamics.
It's a reminder that even amidst the most challenging of circumstances, there's always hope, always the potential for healing, and always the possibility of new beginnings. And it's interesting how, even as you're navigating these really complex family dynamics, you're also seeking out external perspectives and knowledge. I mean, you even included a Twitter thread by a licensed therapist in your memoir about the importance of fostering emotional well-being in children.
I thought that was really interesting.
It speaks to your commitment to personal growth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You weren't just reflecting on your experiences, but you were actively seeking out expert insights to gain a deeper understanding of yourself and your family.
Yeah, I mean, you were almost like a researcher,
Yeah.
analyzing the data of your own life,
Right.
looking for patterns, explanations, and strategies for creating a healthier and more fulfilling family dynamic.
And in doing so, you are also offering a valuable resource to your readers.
Yeah.
By weaving those expert perspectives into your personal narrative, you provided a framework for understanding the complexities of family relationships, the importance of communication, and the lasting impact of our choices.
It's like you were creating a guidebook, not just for yourself, but for anyone navigating the messy and beautiful realities of family life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as we reach the end of our deep dives into your memoir,
Yeah.
I'm struck by the power of your story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story that challenges us to examine our own assumptions about family responsibility and the legacies we create.
It's a story that reminds us that motherhood in all its forms is a journey filled with both immense challenges and profound rewards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a story that ultimately inspires us to embrace the complexities of life, to strive for growth and understanding, and to never give up on the possibility of healing and connection.
You know, your memoir leaves us with a lot to ponder.
Yeah.
Like, how do our own experiences as children shape our approach to parenting? How can we break free from those negative patterns and create a more positive legacy for future generations?
Those are questions that resonate deeply, prompting us to reflect on our own family dynamics and the ways in which we can foster greater understanding, empathy, and connection.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It's been an honor to delve into the depths of your experiences and to gain insights from your incredible journey of resilience, growth, and love.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
And to our listener, thank you for embarking on this deep dive with us. May this exploration inspire you to embrace the complexities of your own family narrative, to seek understanding and connection, and to celebrate the unique and powerful legacy you are creating.